log, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. You ain't gonna help me. Run out loud, gotta run on. Keep on running till the sun goes down. Run out loud, gotta run on. Run all day till you can't be found. You can outrun the devil, but you ain't gonna outrun me.
What an opening. Welcome to Baqueirat, because it's the second run of the men's slalom. We're here today and tomorrow, back-to-back events in one of Europe's best kept secrets of Baqueirat. It is something quite special here, something here for everyone. Powder skiing, yes, in abundance, touring as well, but this week it's time for the European Cup. Valencic Mitja setting this second course. Well, we saw 70 turning gates this morning. We've got 70 turning gates this afternoon in a run that takes a minute or so to complete. It's a tough track and it's a bluebird day, and no shock, they're due a little bit more snow come tomorrow and the weekend here. It's a stunning place. 2 hours from Toulouse Airport, or a 4-hour drive from Barcelona. So if you're looking to come to Baqueirat for a short trip, you're only a short drive away from a city break as well. It is absolutely beautiful, and I'm sure you will agree. Now time for the slalom. We've had the Freeride World Tour here in Baqueirat already this year, and the fans are in for the second run, where the top 30 will run in reverse order from this morning. Well, 100 points is up for grabs for the winner today, and currently leading the way in terms of European skiing is Oscar Sandvik, currently in third place at the moment after his opening run. He was very quick on the lower section. Somebody who was very quick was Matteo Cannons, looking for his back-to-back podiums, currently 6th overall in the slalom rankings for the European Cup. But leading the way is Peder Lunde from Norway, outside the top 10 in slalom rankings, but he is the fastest junior in the European Cup this season at the moment. Well, Mario Glamshammer will get us underway. Noel van Groningen, the experienced Swiss skier, was 26th one with bib number 6, but bib number 42, Jesse Kurtz-Knight from Canada. It was a tough morning where 47 of the skiers DNF'd from 89. But this is where it gets to business time. Anton Tremmel, with all that experience from Germany, can he work his way up the leaderboard at the moment? We're about to wait and see. And then Peder Lunde will finish off the top 30. And then after that, we will look at places 31 onwards. Some good stuff for the Brits. David Christie getting his way into 44th position, and Dieko Abrashami as well will finish us off. Some last moments of preparation. This is going to be enthralling off the back of a brilliant production from Talihori in Andorra earlier on in the week, and Soldu. The team have made their way across Baqueirat. And what a start we have as bib 28 Mario Glamshammer gets us underway. His first run time of 1:12, 600ths of a second slower than the racer in 29th position, Jeremy Lagier. And let's see if he can sort of put down a run that's going to see him up the leaderboard. He's been skiing in Fossa de Fassa in the National Cup. He start there, but last time out he was 20th position, and he'd love to get back amongst those places and find a little bit of time on this second run. So far, so good on this smoother track than what it looked like at the back end of the opening run, where there was big rut lines, and it was incredibly difficult for those higher start bibs to finish the course. Some very good skiers coming up short, but that's a good first run for Gramshammer. He's not happy, but at least he's put one down. I think he will be somewhat rewarded for that come the end of the day's play. Frenchman Jeremy Lagier starts 600 of a second up on Gramshammer, and he's gone already in the early turns. Disappointment for Lagier, the 27-year-old, off the back of a second place in a Grand Bonand in a home FIS Cup race, and a 22nd place in Berchtesgaden means his day unfortunately will be over. Pushing out of the start gate, a couple of errors arrive shortly. Noel von Groningen is up next. This is Mikael Remsoy, 22-year-old, who be slightly disappointed maybe with that first run to find himself starting so early in this second run. He's a 10th of a second up in Soldu. He was a DNF with a top 20. And Giant Slalom in Turnau, he was also in the points, so it's another good day in terms of making sure he's in the points today, and he's just extending his lead nicely. Remsoy is skiing incredibly clean and just pulling away. He's found over half a second at the moment on Gramshammer, and Van Groningen from Switzerland will descend next. Good clean skiing as it gets tighter into these lower sections. He keeps his speed, he's onto the edges very, very early, and he's getting a good kick out of the ski as he ends one turn and starts the next. 0.43, we have a new leader at the moment. Two European Cup podiums, both in Levy at the beginning of the season. He's yet to have a win on the Europa Cup, but that's a very good second run. The backdrop looks absolutely perfect for the start of Noel van Groeningen's run. Miles of epic skiing here in Baqueirat, Beret, as 100 of a second is the start that the Swiss man from Bern has on Remsoy at the moment. He's found a 10th, but he's gone as well. You could see him just get caught on the edges, and the frustration from him follows. And it's disappointing. He looked very quick out of the gates and just going over the inside a little bit and getting a little bit of a bite off the ski.
Let's go, Jesse.
A huge climber.
You got it. Come on.
Bib number 42 from Jesse Curtis Knight from Canada. 26th position from Bib 42. Did well to get into this top 40. Starts with 1400s of a head start over Remsoy at the moment. He's gone as well. Difficult skiing here in Baqueirat on what is absolute pristine pistes. The racers this week talking about how good the preparation of this piste has been. They've been working on it since early January, making sure it has enough water, and it's skiing as cleanly and as fast as possible. Sandro Simone, 29-year-old who's got all of that World Cup experience. 68 slalom starts in the World Cup, but he's got to find some second run to get in and amongst it here in Spain. Europa Cup 67th start today. Just a 1 victory for him in the slalom though, and he's 0.42. He's lost half a second already. His last win coming in 2018 in Levy. Simone holding a little bit of speed. He's lost another 1200s, but at the same time, he's not falling too far away. He has a chance in this final section to try and close the gap a little bit. Remsoy still the fastest in this second run. Grahamshammer in second position, and this is going to be quick from Simone. It might be faster than Grahamshammer. It is, and we have a new leader by 100 of a second. He's made up a lorry load of time in sector 3, over half a second in the lower portion of this run, and he's being rewarded with top spot at the moment. Never giving up, Sandri Simone. Big cheers for a home hero, Joachim Salaric. 24th position after the first run. Probably isn't where he would have wanted. Another one who's got all of that experience. A winter Olympian. He's skied slalom in 5 world championships. And he's looking to try and put Spain in the green. He has put Spain in the green with some really good skiing. Pressing the end of his turns really nicely. This is incredibly smooth stuff from Salaric at the moment, and that's why he's so far in the green, and he's only extended his lead at the moment. This is the sort of skiing that we're fully aware that Joachim Salaric has in his locker. He's composed, he's calm, and he goes into the longer terms with elegance and smoothness as well as he looks towards the finish line now. One mistake would be costly for him, but it's been a pretty faultless run so far, and we should have a new leader here in Joachim Salaric, and we do by over half a second. That is some run from the Spaniard. Seven podiums in slalom in the European Cup. 2 victories. His last one in Narvik in Norway in 2023. He stuck a very good second run down, and that should keep him there or thereabouts for the time being. Ralf Seidler from Austria, the 23-year-old, has 1/100th of a second on Salaric. Nothing really between them after the opening run, but the Austrian has to try and ski as quickly as we just saw from Salaric, which was incredibly smooth. We are in an absolute contest at the moment in the red, but it's all square. Into sector 3. This is going to be huge. He's lost 2300s. Ralf Seidler at the moment. And it is very good skiing all the same, but Salaric just that little bit quicker, that little bit smoother as he sorts of has a little go towards the finish line. This is very good skiing as well. Maybe just a little mistake has crept in. This will be pretty close. Will it be in the top 3? It's 4th. And Austria currently occupy 4th and 5th. 27 starts, no podiums for Seidler in the Europa Cup. And there won't be one today, but he'll be happy with elements of his skiing, the man from Schladming.
Which place?
The winner's enclosure. A Spaniard in Spain sitting in the middle, exactly as the fans would like it. Emil Pettersson from Sweden, starting 300ths of a second in the green over Salaric. There's absolutely nothing between these bunch of skiers after the first run, so we know that one mistake also for Pettersson could be costly. Salaric has put down some second run at the moment. He is the quickest by almost 4/10 in this second run so far in Baqueirat. 200ths of a second down. He's lost 500, so this is also good skiing from the Swede at the moment. The 22-year-old who in Oberjork just won a FIS event in Germany. He's lost another 600, so but it's still very much in touch with him. He certainly can go from green to red to red to green here, but he has to try and keep the smoothness. This is still good skiing. He's still got good speed here. Pettersson towards the finish line. Is this going to go close to Salaric? We're about to find out. It might be just outside 0.61. Well, he hung in there with Salaric for a long time, but the way that the Spaniard finished the run sector 3, he's the fastest so far by almost 2/10 of a second. Sandro Simone, the second quickest in sector 3, who's currently in 3rd position. The organisers doing a superb job as Matthias Etienne from Switzerland. Bib number 9 starts with 1300 in the green, and so far he's a little bit scruffy on some of the turns at the top. It'll be interesting to see what the clock shows after sector 1. He's still kept his lead, he's kept his speed, and he's still in the green to green at the moment. The separation's really good, he's really dynamic, and then he's really taking on this straightest section of the course. He's lost a little bit of time on Salaric at the moment, though, 300ths of a second in the green, but he's still in the green, and that is all that matters at the moment. But he has to keep going and stay brave and courageous through this final section if he wants to take the green light away from Spain and break a few Spanish hearts on the way. Etienne looks like he's lost a little bit of his rhythm through sector 3 and sector 4, but he goes in to second place. It's a great run, and it means that it's Spain from Switzerland. Remsoy into 4th place.
Here we go, Cam. Let's go now. Come on. All right, Cam. Here we go now. Come on, Cam.
Cam Palmquist from Colorado, the 21-year-old, is skiing very nicely today, has over 2/10 of a second of an advantage on Salaric at the moment. He didn't finish earlier on in the week in Lake Louise. He's one of a few athletes that made that big trip, and he's lost 500ths of a second at the moment. The American still in front as it stands, but it's going to get more difficult as this course goes on. It's almost a minute of skiing that is so demanding on the European Cup's top athletes at the moment who train so incredibly hard. It's good from Palmquist at the moment. It's going to be a tight one if it carries on like this. 800ths of a second for the Colorado man. He has to try and keep the speed, but we know that Salaric was so quick in this final section of the course. It's going to go to the wire, this one, and he's lost almost a second in that last section, and it's showing how good that run from Salaric really was. Start number 12 today for Palmquist.
Gracias. Tutto gas. Emma, give him.
Oscar Heine, bib 55 to 19th position in that opening run, and it gives him the green light by 2200ths into this second run. But Joachim Salaric is already up 4 places from the first run today, but there's been an extension in the difference in time between Heine and Salaric at the moment. This is one of the better top sections that we've seen. It's fast and it's smooth, And at the moment, no major mistakes. And he stays at 0.35 in front. But we know fair well that Salaric was absolutely dynamite in the lower section of this course. Didn't finish in Soldu. Didn't finish in Austria in the giant slalom either, but he's going to finish today. And is it green? No! 300ths of a second on the outside. Frustration for Austria, smiles for Spain. And again, the way that Salaric finished his run is the big, big difference. Still looking for his first podium on the Europa Cup, Heiner, but this is still just start. Number 8 for him, the 22-year-old. Another one with a bright future. Hans Grohl Madsen put down some very good skiing, the Norwegian, in Soldu, but a DNF and a 22nd position. He didn't qualify in the slalom in Schladming in the World Cup. He's gone, well, he's holding on to it here. He's going to get seriously penalised for those mistakes, but at the same time, skiing for World and European Cup points is why he's here. So Hans Grohl Madsen manages to save the early error, and he's going to come in. He's found a bit of time, to be fair to him, in Sector 3. That's incredibly impressive considering he lost so much speed and over-rotated around that gate. Didn't straddle. And can he find a little bit more time to propel him up the leaderboard as much as possible in this second run here in Baqueirat? 4th position. That is not bad at all considering he went far too heavy on the brakes, almost stopped completely, and ended up still putting down a run that gives him 4th place.
Let's go, Eric.
33-year-old Eric Reed, off the back of a top 10 and a top 20 finish in Soldu on Monday and Tuesday this week. He's looking to try and get another finish and another few reps in his skis for the World Cup. He's somebody who's got so much experience. 5 World Championship starts in slalom. He's 0.25 of a second up here, and he's skiing very nicely. He's lost a little bit of time on Salaric at the moment, but again, he's staying very relaxed out there. Reed, super direct. Very rhythmical in the skiing. Keeping the upper body super high and controlled, letting his legs work underneath him. This could be the biggest threat to Salaric that we've seen so far. And I mean, he's first by just 300ths of a second over the line. Reed's lost time on that lower section as well. And Salaric manages to hold his lead at the top of the standings once more. He's improved 7 places already with that second run of 57.66. Still the fastest by 0.25 of a second. It's only going to get more difficult out there. More cheers for Del Campo. Juan Del Campo Hernandez skiing out of Inverno in Spain. Starts with a 0.46 of an advantage. He might have just lost a little bit of that in the early stages, but Spain would be over the moon if they could hold a 1-2 at the moment. 30 years old. Didn't qualify in Schladming in the slalom. Kitchbull didn't finish. Wengen didn't qualify, so it's not only huge for him to be skiing on home snow, it's huge for him after a bunch of DNQs and DNFs to try and find some form, and he's 100ths of a second behind Salaric at the moment. And it could be a Spanish 1-2, but has Del Campo just lost too much speed again on this lower section, because we know that is where Salaric really did come to life over the finish line, giving it everything. But 8 tenths behind the lead and into 10th position. Some good skiing for Adam Hofstede in Soldo, a 16th position for him, and took a second place in St. Anton in the slalom in the World Junior Championships in 2023. Now looking to make a name for himself at senior level. He's only had the one slalom start in the World Cup in Schladming where he didn't qualify. But this is very good. He's increased his lead, sweeping turns and getting onto the edges as early as possible. Not many slow turns at the moment from Hofstede, although he's lost a little bit of time. And we know that this is where Salaric really did come alive on this second run. And he is still the quickest we've seen by 0.25 of a second in this second run. But this is going to go very close from Hofstede. He is in the green the whole way. And somebody who's impressed already this week in Soldo is looking to take the green light. And he's outside by 0.02 of a second. Salaric holds on once again. So just forcing the skis, losing his line, and this is incredible. Hofstede's run, 7th quickest in run 2. Gustav Wisting, 13th place. His second run is going incredibly quick. And surely he is going to be the man to remove Salaric from first place, because he's got over 7/10 of a second of an advantage on his competitor here, and he's increased that to almost a second. Salaric has been on top now for 9 races in a row, but that could come to an end here because Gustav Wisting is skiing incredibly well, and he's only increased his lead through the first 3 sections. He's high and the skis are working really well underneath him. He's not losing any speed whatsoever, but we've seen this so many times already just today that Salaric came into his own in this lower section. Still the quickest in sector 3 that we've seen in this race. But have we got a new leader? Yes, we have, and by some distance. Gustav Wisting has just absolutely nailed his second run here to take the lead. Only 0.06 of a second slower than Salaric in that second run, but he had over 7/10 of a second of a head start. So over the 2 runs, Wisting is leading the way. Anton Tremble starts absolutely level with Wisting in this second run. 70-second start in the slalom. He's even had 5 in the downhill in the past. He's lost a lot of time in that opening section though, and that's going to hurt him. He's had just 1 victory on the European Cup, and that was in Variani in France in 2020, and he's still just a little bit off of it now in this second run, the German. There's Wisting from Salaric, Hofstede in 3rd, Heine in 4th, and where will this sit at the moment? It's outside the top 4 if it stays as it is, as he has to try and find a little bit of time here. Anton Tremble towards the finish line. It's neat and tidy skiing, but all the way back in 10th position. He's dropped 9 spots from this morning's run.
Home slope. Yeah, for you. I'm Gustoli.
Augustin Olenek is, well, has a little bit more of an advantage from his countryman. He's got a 700 of a second head start, but that doesn't count for much when we saw just how good Wisting was. He's the second quickest in run 2 from Salaric, and he's leading the way overall at the moment. And there's a lot of time that's been lost in that top section as the podium is still looking like Wisting, Salaric, Hofstede at the moment, but there's still some heavy hitters, including the European Cup leaders still to make their run at things. Again, cruising through this course, but losing time at the same time, but it looks so smooth. But those early errors will cost the speed as the run goes on. And 12th position. Just the one podium for Olney. That was not that long ago in Berchtesgaden, Germany, a 3rd position, where he lost out to Matteo Cannins and Corrado Baqueirat. They're still coming. Wisting leading. What a second run from him and Joachim Salaric, who's moved his way up 12 places so far in this second run. He is the biggest mover upwards, and Olney, unfortunately for him, the one that's lost the most places into 12th position at the moment, alongside Ralph Seidler. Well, there is Wisting looking to get another win on the European Cup after the win in Val de Fassa. There's still a lot of skiing left, though. Jakob Grieber from Ski Club Malau in Austria. He starts 1900ths of a second up, and well, we know that that is not comfortable here in Baqueirat. This fantastic race piece that's been put together since January, a prestigious and proud day for the organisers, and there's a lot of time already gone from Grieber in this second run. Start number 34 as he still looks for his first podium off the back of a top 10 finish in Italy on their National Cup last weekend. It's a time that's just sort of getting away from him at the moment. And when you're 6/10 down, it's a long way back to take top spot on the podium. Some good skiing, some good turns, and some impressive skiing today for the 21-year-old, but he goes into 8th position. Antoine Azelin 9th position after the first run. He's looking for his second run or second win of the season after winning in Oberreggen in Italy before Christmas. That was his first podium in European Cup skiing, and he's still in the red. He's lost 1200s on that day. He beat Jesper Pojalainen, who's still yet to ski, and Andreas Sandvik, the current leader of slalom skier in the European Cup. And Aslan knows that on his day, he certainly has the speed to compete at the very top of this European Cup, and he's not far away, 100th of a second off the pace at the minute. This is something still well within his grasp, but again, we're seeing what a second run that was from Wisting, who's currently up 3 places into first position at the moment. Salaric is in second place. This is going to go close to splitting them. Does it split them? Yes, it does. Azalin into second, Salaric into third, and Hofstad from Sweden drops out of the winner's enclosure into fourth. Second run, Salaric still the fastest, Wisting the second quickest. And that from Azalin was the 7th quickest second run. Bib number 1, 8th place from this morning, Tommaso Saccardi, the 23-year-old who's only got the 1 podium, and that was in Levy in the Europa Cup. A win for him at the very start of this season in cold finish conditions. Starting 4 tenths up, he's lost a little bit of time. He might lose a little bit more here. He's still 4 tenths in the green, but you can see a couple of early errors have slipped into his run. This sector's going to be huge. He has lost a fair amount of time, 0.23 in section 3, and he has to play a little bit of catch up if he wants to try and make the podium at the moment. Salaric is 0.65 off of Wisting. He's currently in third place. Azalin 0.14 off the lead as well. 0.19. Saccardi looking to try and make a way onto the podium at least, and he gets third position. Heartbreaker for Spain. Although Joaquin Salaric has skied incredibly well here in the second run to improve those 13 spots after finishing 24th in the opening run. Wisting in first, Aslan in second, Saccardi in third. All winners on the European Cup. Well, somebody's having a very good week. Eric Heistad Solberg. He's won 1 European Cup in slalom skiing, but he's gone. And skiing with a lot of confidence after going back to back in the giant slalom in Soldu. He went out incredibly quick, and there was no saving Eric Solberg's run there.
And then go fast for the last part.
4 podiums at Solberg's name, but it won't be 5 today. Simona Ruland from Austria, 27 years old, starting with, 74 hundredths of a second on Wisting, who's holding his position at the top of the tree at the moment, but something has to give at some point, one would think. Last time this man was on the podium was in Levy, a 3rd place finish, but before that was 2022, both in slalom skiing, that one in Oberreggen in December, 2 and a bit years ago. 0.66 in the green. He's still sitting nicely. He's lost a little bit of time, but he's still somewhat comfortable. Will Austria take over from Sweden at the top of the leaderboard here? It's going to get very exciting once again. Azalin in second place is 1400ths of a second off, but it's still in the green here. It's very, very good from Ruland, and he's crossing the line way, way in front. What a run from Ruland. A round of applause from everyone. It's the quickest second run we've seen so far. 37 hundredths quicker than Salarich, and we have been pumping up his tyres throughout this second run. Ruland, a clear leader, and that's going to make things intriguing. Pohjolainen, Barbera, Sandvik, Cannons, and Lunda to go. Here is somebody who's had a very good season in Jesper Pohjolainen. He starts with 11 hundredths of a head start over Ruland, but that's not much looking at Ruland's second run here. The Finn, who's been absolutely flying on the Europa Cup. 2 podiums already this season in Oberreggen and Val di Fassa. 2 second-place finishes. He's lost a lot of his time, and we know just how quick Ruland was towards the end of his run as well. He's dropped further back here, the Finn from Hivikan Salmstora Sakula in Finland. And it's going to look as if there's no change at the top unless something magical happens. Ruland, Visting, Aslan leading the way at the moment over the top, and into 8th position for Pohjolainen. It will not be podium number 3 of the season for him today.
Fino in fondo, non mollare fino in fondo, dai.
Colorado Barbera currently in 11th position overall in the slalom rankings, but a very good chance to climb those today after a very good first run. He's got a 14 hundredths of a second lead over Ruland, but that second run was absolutely dynamite from the Austrian. And the Austrian was the 7th quickest in Sector 1, but after that, he was absolutely unstoppable. Just losing a little bit of time here, Barbera, who took that podium in Germany on the European Cup just a couple of weeks ago in Berchtesgaden. A 2nd place finish for him behind Matteo Cannons, whose run we will see very shortly as we go down to almost what feels like sea level to see the end of this run from Barbera, and it's 5th place for him. Zaccardi stays in 4th, Ruland in 1st, Salarich in 2nd, Visting in 3rd.
Right.
20 years old, Oscar Sandvik, and only his 13th start on the European Cup. Yet here he is leading the rankings for this 2025 season. There's an early mistake. He started with over half a second advantage, a 3rd place in Oberreggen, a 2nd in Val di Fassa, a win in Levy at the beginning of the season. He has lost a little bit of time due to the pressure build up on the skis on those early turns, but can he just hold his nerve and not let that one mistake disrupt his flow from now until the end? And he might just have a new leader, but his speed isn't quite there at the moment. It's 200ths of a second. That's the difference. He's still in the green, but it is dwindling. The green light is dwindling, and it's looking at turning towards red unless Sandvik can do something about it. It looks to me as if he's starting to lose a little bit more time towards the end. Sandvik, that hasn't been perfect, but can he hang on the overall, well, the slalom overall leader at the moment, heading towards the finish line. Into second. It's not top spot for the current leader of slalom skiing in the European Cup, but it's good enough for second. It's going over the top and the weight going onto the tips of the skis, but again, just confidence in his ability that when he does make a mistake, he gets back to business. Because of that, he's still on the podium. As it stands, Ruland winning. Still the quickest second run. Matteo Cannons, this is absolutely huge for the Italian. Second place after the first run, has over 7/10 of an advantage. He's got one victory to his name this season, his only victory in Germany on the European Cup. 0.72 in the green to start things off in the beautiful Baqueirat. And he's extended his lead by 100 of a second. This is absolutely massive. It's clean and it's consistent at the moment. No big errors from Cannons, although he's lost a little bit of time. Now it's going to start getting a little bit tetchy towards the end. He's looking for podium number 2 in his career. Only one was that victory in Germany just a month or so ago. He's skiing incredibly well this season. Coming into the finish line, can Matteo Cannons secure another victory on the European Cup? It's into second. It's very good skiing, but it's not as quick as Ruland at the moment, who's up 4 places from this morning. Cannons guaranteed a second podium of his career. And Simon Ruland also guaranteed a third podium. Will it be his first win? That's the question. Well, the leader from the first run is the quickest junior in European skiing, Peder Lunde, and what would be another massive move in his career. He's never won a European Cup, but it won't be today either. The 19-year-old, unfortunately, goes to snow, and it means it's a victory for Simon Ruland in what is his first win on the Europa Cup. You have to feel for that man there. Mistake, he got pretty wide there, didn't he? And then all of a sudden, the gates were coming thick and fast and pretty straight on at him, and he didn't quite have the line that he would have wanted or would have visualized before. And those are the lessons that you learn at 19 years old, trying to make it at the very, very top. Lunde just in his 11th start of European Cup slalom skiing, and that is how much it means to the youngster. His time will certainly come. Everything going in the right direction overall, but the big news is here in Spain is that Simon Ruland has just pulled out a cracker of a second run to win the opening slalom event here in consecutive days. Cannons takes his second podium of the season, and that man Samvik gets another podium as well, and which you would think will a nice addition of points when it comes to the overall. Eric Reed at 13th position. You have to give a big shout out as well to the biggest mover in the second run, Joaquin Salarich, 8th place, up 16 positions from 24th in the opening run. And Gustav Fissling, a 4th place finish, having finished 13th in the first run. Ruland, absolutely superb. 6th after the opening run. He was the fastest man by almost 4/10 of a second in that second run. And that is why he is our champion in the European Cup. Well, disappointment for Lunda, but joy for these three.
Bien, pues bienvenidos a esa ceremonia floral in first place from Norway, Oscar Andreas Sandvik.
Oscar Andreas Sandvik, a third in Obereggen, a second in Val d'Ifasa, a win in Levy, and another podium today, and another big step in becoming a European Cup slalom champion. Second podium for Matteo Cannins, and a big smile on his face, and rightfully so. A win earlier on in the season in Germany, and a second place here. But a brilliant moment for Simon Ruland, who took a second in Obereggen in 2022, a third in Levy earlier on in the year, a first win on the European Cup for the Austrian at 27 years of age, and start number 75. It's taken a while, but Simon Ruland is the slalom champion here on day one of the European Cup here in Baqueirat, Beret. That second run, not quite the cleanest, an early mistake from Sandvik, but his determination afterwards was absolutely superb. Nice and consistent from Matteo Cannins, who was second after the first run, second overall today. And then the man from the Tyrrell, Simon Ruland, the winner, because that second run was like pulling a rabbit from the hat. And where there's so many smiles at the bottom of the hill, spare a thought for young Peder Lunda, who's doing such good work. Well, now racers 31 onwards will ski for position and much needed points. As McAdam, good 32, just qualified outside the top 30 today, so that's disappointing, but a big chance for some of these skiers to really stake down a claim for confidence and get the extra turns in that they need to keep improving at competition level. Paul Sylvester starts at the top. Good skiing from McAdam to get himself up into fourth position. Obviously, we've had our fair share of DNS in our second runs here as well, and there might just be another one. Oh, that's been saved beautifully from Sylvester. Off the lead at the moment is Moritz Zuderell from Austria. Gets his run underway at the top. Sylvester, 26th position. 2 runs down. Means may well be in the points today.
Ya pues tenemos aquí al dorsal número 27, Moritz Zuderell.
Good run put together here from Zidorel, overtaking Hugh McAdam. Simon Fournier is getting after it as well. Some very good skiing on that top section. Just lost half a second or so. Still nice in control from the Canadian. We're not seeing as many issues as we saw from the later bib numbers this morning, who really struggled with the rock lines that was carved up. This piece has been absolutely superb, been prepared since early January to make sure it's the best of the best, and the racers absolutely loved it here. Into 27th place for Fournier. Riccardo Allegrini, 35th position after the first run. Greeny just pleasing smidge of time at the top, but a win. If you're just joining us, Simon Ruland having won here today from Austria, his first European Cup win. A huge day for him, a second podium for Matej Kanins from Italy, and Oscar Sandvik looks like he's just going to keep leading the charge in slalom skiing in the Europa Cup this year, because he's taken another podium today. He's a DNF for Sasha Demir-Chambay.
Número 50 para Ricardo Allegrini, dorsale número.
Opa, Andrew. Come on. Hi, Andrew. Hopala. Go, go.
Andrew Jasicek. Down a good first run from bib number 59 this morning. This is his chance to make a few more places up the standings. I'm finding some really good turns, and they're just losing a little bit more time. Just lost a lot of speed in that top section as we try and find him again in sector 3.
Para el austriaco Simon Ruland, los tres mejores tiempos de la jornada.
A lot of guys skiing very fast in the
Vemos, aquí tenemos al dorsal número 59, ocupando esa posición en el número 30.
30th position, good skiing from Jasicek. Adrian Masson next up, bib 25. Some more incredibly controlled and compact work, looking for the edges as early as he can, and just losing a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of time as well. Stefano Pizzato will go next. Pizzato just at the top right of your screen, bib number 58. 6 skiers remain as Masson finishes his run in 28th position in front of Simon Fournier, and just behind Jesper Pohjolainen, who really struggled in that second run today, didn't he? This is he's a 27 fastest skier, Pohjolainen, having been top 5 after the first run. Pizzato 3.63 off and towards the finish line. Angelo Gray Fernandez also left to ski, and Alex Ruiz Jimenez as well. Pesado into 30th position. Tidy start from Gray Fernandez. Again, looking to get into the points with a good second run here. It's certainly something that's attainable for all of these skiers. You can hear the cheers over the finish line for another hero into 29th spot. And that's a very good second run. Well done. And Doran here, Alex Rui Jimenez. That's 2.90 off the pace in the second run, and it's just a couple of mistakes costing him early doors, but Doran here trying to push again to get into the top 30 if possible. Last few turns in a race already won by Simon Roulon. We're just looking to see who makes the points here. 30th place takes 1 point away from this race. 100 points for first. Axel Lindqvist from Sweden, but so important for everything to try and get amongst the top 30 and into the points. At the moment, it's Messin that's on the bubble from Pizzato, and the Spaniard Gray Fernandez just inside, as not many skiers left to descend to try and nick a spot and take some points home away with them. 30th place, 1 point, 29th place, 2. So Lindqvist just outside at this moment in time, as Lefter Michael is looking real good on the edges of his skis. Yes, he's got a big deficit on his hands to see if he can try and climb back some time, or will it be Messen from Germany that seals the points, or the 1 point. As we said earlier on, 47 DNFs in that opening race, which has left the door open for a lot of these other skiers to make sure they get in the points. It's been a fabulous opening race day here in Spain. 36th position. Starting almost 8 seconds back is David Christie, and he's holding on a little bit with a couple of his turns, but he's still making some really good turns as well. Everything forward and everything underneath him. Christie skiing very well, but 13.11 back at the moment. The penultimate skier of this opening day. And we'll be back to do it all again tomorrow at the same time. And I think we're in for even more of a treat here in the European Cup, because it's the perfect location. Christie into 37th position. As Yeko Abushami again looking smooth. Finished off again 8 seconds off the speed after the first run. That's just increased by 3, but again some smooth skiing like we saw from Christie earlier on, and finding some really good turns. It looks as if Adrian Mason is going to seal the deal and complete the top 30 here in Baqueirat for what has been a superb day's racing. Ruland takes it, and it is Mason that squeezes into that top 30 spot. Well, now we have full confirmation for you. Third place, still leading the charge overall, will be Sandvik. Absolutely superb second half of the second run. Matteo Canins, as we said earlier on, incredibly consistent and solid. And Simon Ruland takes his first win of his European Cup career. He will be moving up from 15th place overall in the slalom rankings. That is for sure. Cannons you'd also expect to move up from 6th as well, and go past the likes of Sicardi and von Groningen. As no surprise that Sandvik will keep top spot no matter what. For Jesper Pojalainen, the Finnish skier, he's had a good season so far on the European Cup, but just couldn't put a second run together. Finishes a bit further down than he would have liked, as Adrian Mezen finishes off the point scorers today, and you feel slightly for Stefano Pizzato that does not take the edge off. Another beautiful day of skiing, a beautiful day of weather, and a bit of a beautiful day all round here in Baqueirat. It is stunning here, and look how open it is, perfect for all types of skiing. Sandvik 300 points, he's not moving. Cannons is up at the 3rd position. So we have a look through this, the DNF today for Joel Luthoff. Lenz Heikler was leading the giant slalom in 30th position at the moment for the slalom. As it stands, as these are the overall standings now, and a little bit of a move for Sandvik up to 2nd place. And the good news is we get to hear from some of our heroes today and what they thought.
You came third. How was it?
Nei, det var veldig tungt. Det var slitsomt. Det var en lang løype. Krevende forhold, spesielt i andre gangen, så jeg fikk det skikkelig i bena. Men det kunne nesten ikke vært bedre forhold med tanke på hvor varmt det er. Så jeg er veldig fornøyd.
Okay, and how? Well, this leaves you class leader in the Europa Cup, I guess. How is the standing right now?
I think it's quite tight. There's a lot of guys skiing very fast in like the top 7. So I think I'm leading by probably like 20, 30, 40 points. But I'm hoping to keep it through all the way, and hoping to also get more podiums.
Okay, and can you repeat in English what you said at the beginning?
Oh yeah.
How was your race?
No, it was very good. I'm happy to get through to the finish, but it was very long, long course, and especially tough conditions in the second run. So then it stopped. Like my legs were, I'm so fried. But happy to get to the finish and happy to get the podium.
Okay, congrats.
A long race, certainly was that, but a very happy
How did you feel?
European Cup
and
leader.
What was the slope?
I had a really good first run. First part of the first run was incredibly good skiing, and second part I had a little mistake, but it was okay. Second run I tried to do my best. The slope was not so easy to ski in the second, but I made a good job. I'm happy, and it's such beautiful to be here in Baqueirat. The sun is perfect, slopes are perfect, really great event here.
Great to hear that. And how leads this result to you in the Europa Cup standings?
I don't know really, because I was sixth before this race, and I think now maybe third, fourth, hopefully. And so I can battle for the good places for the end of the season.
Great. And now in Italian, you can repeat how nice is Baqueirat and also your good result.
No, ho fatto una bella prima manche, soprattutto la prima parte. Ho stato molto forte, seconda parte ho sbagliato un po', però ero molto contento della prima. Seconda ho provato a stringere i denti perché le condizioni non erano facilissime, però ho fatto comunque una manche discreta, sono riuscito a rimanere secondo e sono contento di come è andata sta gara. Poi in un posto così ancora più bello, piste fantastiche, proprio una bella manifestazione, complimenti agli organizzatori.
Okay.
Here it's really nice to ski and the conditions are great. The hill is really hard to push from the beginning to the top, but it was a tough race for the feet. It was really heavy to go from the beginning all in and to finish there. But here it's great, the weather is nice, the guys are really friendly and lucky to us, and we are lucky here to have such nice races here, and it's also similar the same like a World Cup race, and so and for us it's great to be here. Yeah.
Great. And how does it leave you on the Europa Cup results?
Yeah, the season so far was not so easy because the start was good and the first races in Levi were good. Then I straddled a little bit and have 3 times no finish, and so it was not easy for the head. But today it was a great day. I go all in, and it was and nice day for me, and I'm happy to win today here. Yeah.
Congrats. And now in German.
Okay. Ja, heute der erste Sieg war im Europacup. Super schön hier in Spanien zu sein, super Bedingungen und das Wetter ist gewaltig. Die Leute sind sehr freundlich zu uns und wir haben da coole Rennen. Wirklich, ja, also es erinnert an den Weltcup und der Hang ist sehr fordernd, von oben bis unten sehr lange und Weltcup-Bedingungen und sind froh, dass wir hier sein dürfen und coole Rennen gehabt. Und ja, bin froh, heute im Europacup das erste Mal gewinnen zu können.
Congratulations.
Well, a very happy podium, all loving their experience here in Baqueirat, and rightfully so. Have a look at that superb piste. There's just powder bowls, there's touring, there's the log, there's the moon. Has a little look over our athletes. The good news is that we have it all again tomorrow here in Baqueirat. That is just day 1 of 2, and we still have the victory ceremony coming our way in just a moment as we have a look back at some of the big moments from day 1 here in Spain.